I heard there was a secret chord that David played, and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do ya? And it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, and the major lift. The baffled king composing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Amen. Hi, Kim.
Hi, Alex. Welcome to another episode of Broad Topics. If you still commit to listening to a full episode after listening to us sing every intro, you're a fucking true soldier.
You know what? I stand by that one. Fuck it.
You're a soldier. My name is Kim Congdon. I'm here with my co-host,
Alex Scarlato.
And like I said, this is Broad Topics, a weekly podcast where we talk about whatever.
Yeah, we missed you guys last week. We apologize.
Mm-hmm. We were fucking busy.
Yeah, shit got a little out of hand last week. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm. Last week was Skankfest, and it was so fun.
It was so much fun, you guys.
But with a lot of fun comes with a lot of preparation.
Yeah, lots of work. I think it's safe to say that at the end, it all paid off like in spades.
Totally. It was great.
I think I might have had the most fun I've ever had in my life.
It was really, really, really fun.
Yeah. I almost don't know where to start. I've actually had this issue these last few days, especially when it comes to Sunday. Mm-hmm. People asking me like, how was Skankfest? It's like a frustrating idea to me that I need to like be able to gather my thoughts about it and be able to share them. I'm like, how do I even begin?
It felt like 3 days, felt like 9 maybe.
Yeah,
it felt like we were there 9 days. Like at one point I'd gone outside because there was like a lake, who knew, like the 4 blocks up there's like a beautiful river or something like that.
I know you went exploring. I didn't see it,
and when I was at that river I was like, oh, you can leave. Like there was a point where I was just in this graffitied building.
Kim, when you left, it was like I was like, Kim's out in the ether, like she's left Skankfest. I don't know where she's gone.
Yeah, no, when you leave, it feels like when I was going back in, it like sucked me back in too. I was like, I miss Skankfest when I was like looking at the river.
Well, I mean, not to get ahead of ourselves, but like by the end of the weekend, there was a point where we walked into the green room after like a 2-hour show, and you were like, my green room, I've missed it. It was like home.
What the green room became my home, that's for sure. Where should we start with Skankfest? Should we start with prepping for Stone Science? I mean, like, we did that for 3 days, 4 days.
Yeah, I think we should start there because Stone Science was really what kicked off Skankfest for us, at least. On Saturday afternoon at 1 p.m. We had a science fair that had like 7 or 8 exhibits.
And it did.
Was just designed for people to come in and get stoned off of the smoked honey weed, which was one of our awesome sponsors.
Yep. And do hands-on stuff.
Yeah, do like hands-on science experiments. When I tell you guys the preparation that this shit included,
it was a lot.
I mean, Kim and Sarah wanted to make 7 volcanoes out of paper fucking mache.
And we did. One giant, one giant, 6 small.
Yeah.
We made the paper mache volcanoes. We painted them. We let them dry for 2 days.
It was a 3-day process.
Yeah, we painted them.
That alone. That was 1 out of 8 exhibits.
Yeah, we printed the pictures of 40 different comics, taped them to toothpicks to put them onto the volcanoes. Alex individually made 8 really beautiful science fair boards. That was hell, Kim. I want to tell you, ever since I was a kid, I've hated those trifold boards. They're really bad.
It's hard to make them look good. And I had to do 8 of them in one night. Actually, Luke and I stayed up all night long doing it.
I know.
We did.
I know.
We pulled it all night.
I appreciate it.
It was worthwhile. People loved the science fair.
We had a human printer. That was dope.
The human printer was like sort of a late addition to the science fair.
Yeah.
And I swear, I think he like made the event.
Yeah, I want to find his Twitter because I know Sarah tagged me, or his Instagram, because you guys have to check it out. He is a printer, and he's a man. He made this box printer. There's no really way to describe it to make it as cool as it actually is. This man is like sitting in a printer, and he is.
I mean, you have to go check it out and follow him. The printer per se is like this like robot costume that he's made, but it lights up. It has like an audio system so that he could speak to you through it.
You can choose a filter. Like, you stand in front of it, all you see is a robot with a robot voice, and it's got like the only thing you can see is like a red filter with hands that are drawing, like at a little station, so you know someone's inside, but you only see hands. And he just basically takes any requests. He adds a filter. If you choose a filter, there's like buttons. It's very interactive.
You switch the nozzle over to like, give me a random picture, or give me like, a traditional picture, or whatever it is.
Yes, exactly.
And he gives you this money that like, it's like his version of Monopoly money or whatnot. So he hands it out, and it's a great system. Like, people wait online with their money and put it into the printer, and it just comes out with a picture of them. It's crazy.
It was really cool. So you guys should follow Good and Shitty on Twitter or on Instagram. It's Good and Shitty, but Shitty is spelled with 2 D's instead of 2 T's.
Yeah, guys, absolutely go check it out.
Go
it's crazy.
check them. Yeah, go check them out. Give him a shout out from us, because he fucking came through for free. Did some dope shit. Basically, like at one point, everybody left the science fair section to go get a human printer picture. Like, it was like everybody was surrounding him. It was a show. He had an assistant that did like an accent and dressed up with a mustache, and like it was fucking cool.
It was fabulous.
We had a cum station, a cum box.
We did. The cum box was. I wished that people had stopped and looked more at the cum box.
I think it was like people were very distracted, because right across from that we had a bunch of lights, and it was a sensory place, so people's eyes instantly went to that, and by the time they were done with that, they had walked by the cum box. You know what I mean?
It's true. And like, people were fucked up, so the sensory station had like kinetic sand and Orbeez and like
it was really cool.
Kaleidoscope glasses, like that shit at Spencer's, the like ball with light that you touch and it like creates an electric wave. It was crazy.
It was cool. Yeah, it was cool. We Smoked Honey was there. Smoked Honey Vapes gave away hundreds and hundreds of vape pens. I mean, they really hooked it up.
I mean, when I say those guys made Skankfest like what it was, for me personally, like I can't say enough about Smoked Honey. They
were dope. They came through. They didn't leave us out with anything. They made sure everybody was taken care of the whole weekend. Everybody had a really good time with them. I think we're going to talk with them, hopefully to work with them more in the future with Broad Topics.
We both just picked up our pens and just talking about them.
Like, I know, that's how good it is. Just thinking about Smoked Honey, I started smoking their vape pen. What else happened, Alex? Because I know that I want to get into Sunday, because Sunday was the real shitter. This is where we really let go loose. You were done working for the weekend.
Yeah, so for me, like the whole week prior and then up through Friday and Saturday, it was like
work.
So much work, you guys. Like, by the time Sunday came around, I had a shift from like 12 to 6. And I think like 5:30 the show had ended a little early. This is the funniest thing. I came up to the green room and I saw you for like the first time all day. And I was like, Kim, there's this guy. He's got these pills that have mushrooms in them. I don't know. I need to find some because I'm ready to take mushrooms. And you're like, the mushroom pills. I've had 3.
I was like, yeah, I took 3 an hour ago. I've been giggling ever since.
You're like, yeah, you're all wavy. I'm like looking at you talking about them. You're like wavy right now.
Yeah, and then I had them.
Yeah,
me and Sarah had them on fleek.
You and Sarah
is that what the kids say about mushrooms?
You had them right on fleek.
We had them right on fleek with our we were liddy off them.
Yeah, they were. You flipped the lid on those bad boys.
We flipped the lid. We flipped it and tumbled it. We got the bag and crumbled it and flipped it and tumbled it and gave Alex mushrooms. Got her fucked up.
It was the littest. They gave me 3 on the spot, and
then we found more. We were like mushroom hiking.
I mean, it wasn't a matter of like finding more. It was a matter of just asking for more.
Exactly.
It was crazy.
Exactly.
So yeah, my method was to just like, I took 3 and then then I was going 2 at a time after that, and then then you and I were going 1 for 1 for a long time.
So you were about 4 ahead of me.
Yeah.
At one point. Oh yeah, you stayed about 4 ahead of me, but me and you went hard.
We went really hard, Kim.
On these mushroom things. Whoa, that was really loud thunder.
Thunder, yeah.
Yeah. So where should we start?
I don't know.
This weekend was kind of a blur for me.
It's kind of
so
hard.
I need your help.
So I think we should start where you and I are in the green room tripping. I want to say I'm like 6 pills in or so, and you're like still probably 3 or 4 in.
Okay.
And we're sitting on the couch together, and Lewis, do you remember Lewis came over to us?
Mm-hmm.
And leaned in really close, like he had a secret to tell us. And he's all fucked up on drugs too, so like any attention from him, it was like his festival. Any attention from him was like really exciting to have him come over and be like,
I could barely get attention from him all weekend.
I know, and I think that kind of led to like what transpired later.
It made us want to hug him on drugs.
Yeah, so Lewis came in and he leaned into us on the couch and he was like, guys, there's a really big secret show happening. Colin Quinn is gonna do Tough Crowd like downstairs. You guys should come watch. It's gonna be fucking crazy.
Yes.
And so he made it seem like it was happening like right then.
Yeah.
Like, get down there before you miss it.
He was like, guys, head over downstairs.
Yeah.
Tough Crowd's happening. Don't tell anyone. And I was like, you are whispering way too low right now.
You're like, what? What'd you say?
We're like, the music sounds very loud. No one can hear you if you just speak normally.
Yeah, so Kim and I we rush down there and we get like these crazy good seats, like, you know, right in the middle where whatever.
We're in the front and like, it's way too early to be there.
Yeah, it's like a small little room down there. The guests are actually not even welcomed into the room yet. We were just like using staff and artist privileges to like get good seats, which is kind of fucked up.
Yeah. And we sat down and we're like, at this point, me and Alex start tripping harder, I believe. Because at this point, we're supposed to be like professional comedian, you know, like we're supposed to be professionals here, and we're sitting at Colin Quinn's show and Alex has her face into her tie-dye backpack like directly.
Oh yeah, which like, if anybody doesn't know, like him resurrecting this show at Skankfest was like a crazy big deal. Like people have been like begging him to do it everywhere and he's always refused, and Skankfest was like the place he wanted to do it. It was just a really big deal for it to be happening.
Huge deal that it was happening.
Lewis was thrilled.
He looked like a little boy celebrating his first Christmas because he had bad parents.
He looked like
it looked like it was his first Christmas ever.
I mean, he looked like his parents came back to life. Like,
yes.
He was so fucking thrilled.
He was so happy.
Yeah.
So then we'll go back to when we had this great idea. So Lewis comes in. He sees how fucked up we are, and he's like, maybe you guys should.
There was actually a point where you and I were laughing really hard, and you turned to me and you were like, I don't know if we should be here.
And we all agreed. We were all like, yeah, we should go. And then Lewis came and I was like, we shouldn't be here. He was like, you're right. You guys get up. So we all got up and we left. And me and Alex found something else to do for a little while and then sparked up the idea. Oh, yeah, we went to go get massages.
Yeah.
We went to get our massages. And then after the massage, we were like, we really want to hug Lewis. And he said he was only watching the first few minutes of the Colin Quinn show and then he was going to come back upstairs. So we didn't even know he was there.
And he's bouncing around the festival all weekend. We were just like, we'll go find him. He must be done with that by now.
So we go down.
Time was also moving strangely. We were tripping balls.
Who knows
point.
What was happening?
We kept taking. This is like over the course of time. We just kept going 1 for 1, taking another mushroom pill, another mushroom pill. They were like 0.1 each. So yeah, added up.
Yes. And so then we decided to go find him, to go give him a hug. We're super excited. We're super on drugs. We're really excited.
Yeah.
And we're looking for him. And I'm like, let's just peek in. Maybe he's still watching the Colin Quinn thing, which in my head, if he is, I'm going to leave him alone and we're going to go find something else to do. Like I wasn't going to interrupt him for a hug. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm peeking in the room.
The room was packed.
It's so quiet. You could hear a pin drop. They're all listening to Colin Quinn in the front. And I'm looking around and a fan, wow, this thunder is insane. A fan in the back notices me looking around and whispers to me. She goes, are you looking for Lewis? And I thought she was going to, and I said yes, and I thought she would just point out to where he was, which is a normal human thing to do.
Yeah, it was actually a friend of a friend of the show. It was like Legion of Skanks has this big fan, Omi, who like I don't know.
Oh, is it Omi's wife?
It was Omi's wife, Diana.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why she looks so familiar. I was on drugs, so I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay, so we know her.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. It was Omi's wife. So she goes, "Are you looking for Lewis?" And I go, "Yeah." And then she goes, "Lewis," and waves her hand in the air. The whole room turns around. I don't know if. Never mind. I'm not going to bring it up because Alex hasn't seen this episode of Game of Thrones yet, so I can't talk about it. But it was like an episode of Game of Thrones where someone says something and everybody in the room creaks and just turns at one person. It was like that, but they all creaked and turned at me. And Lewis, the way she said Lewis, it sounded very important.
It sounded urgent as
So
fuck.
he saw everyone look at me and he thought something was wrong and he like rushed over to me.
Yeah, he knows we're on drugs and stuff. Like
Yes.
it's like a thing.
Yeah, he rushes over to me. He trips on a pipe that's sticking out of the ground on the way to me. I catch him in my arms. It's a whole thing in the back of the show. And at this point, I'm like, no, why did he come over? I didn't want any of this.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see him and hug him. And he comes over and he goes, what happened? Are you okay? And I'm all fucked up on drugs, middle of Colin Quinn show. I look him dead in the eyes and I go, I just wanted a hug. And he was so pissed, but he like couldn't be mad because he knew how fucked up we were.
He was on drugs too. He was fine.
And I was like, Alex wants a hug too. He's like, okay, but I'm not going to give her a kiss.
Yeah.
And he was very nice about something he should have been really mad
I mean, we thought he was going to be so mad. He just gave us both hugs and we were like, what? That was wrong of us. We were wrong for that. We wanted to die.
Yeah, so then we sat in a photo booth, didn't buy pictures for the photo booth, and just sat in it for like 2 hours.
Guys, here's a tip. If you find yourself in a photo booth and it's asking you for like $5 or such to take a fucking little
Or $1 or a quarter, don't do it.
anything to take a little strip of photos of you, whip out your goddamn phone. You're in the photo booth already. Just take a couple selfies and put them together later.
That's literally what we did, and it looked exactly like a photo booth picture, the lighting and everything.
Boom. Also, Alex's advice corner, because we learned a couple things this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Our method of consuming mushrooms.
You guys.
I
Never don't
learned
take
this
mushrooms like this. I'm
Yeah.
telling you. I've taken mushrooms many a ways.
many away, and like, so what this guy did was he crushed up his mushrooms, like ground them up, and he put them in these little like clear capsules.
Yep.
And weighed them out. They were an average of 0.1 to 0.15 each, just like solid little microdoses. And you use them as you please. You don't taste them.
You don't taste them? They didn't hurt my stomach at all.
No, not at all. It was guys, really take notes here.
Take notes. If you like mushrooms, never don't take them in a capsule.
Yes.
It's so perfect. You put 0.1 in a capsule, you take 3 of those and you wait 30 minutes, you're going to have a great time.
And then take 9 more. I literally
And take 9 more.
I did. By the end of the night, I was on 12.
Yeah,
It was
it was
great.
really fun.
It was great. It was fun. It was fun as fuck.
What else did we do?
I mean, Kim, the funniest thing to me was, and now I'm losing track of the timeline. Like, the timeline kind of goes weary at a certain point, so just take that for what it is. But there was a certain point very late in the night where you were like, I should do a spot. I should do a spot right now.
Oh no, Kim on mushrooms wanting spots, never good.
I mean, we were sitting there and I was so impressed by your like, you were like, I'm gonna get on stage, I'm gonna tell my jokes.
Oh God, I don't know where I would have went from there. Honestly, I'm glad I didn't get up.
Yeah. Yeah, it was wild.
I did not get up, by the way, you guys. I don't even know what happened. I just didn't go up. But
well, what happened was we heard that the naked roast was happening, and I convinced you to run on over there because we were really peaking. I feel like I was peaking at the naked roast, which is crazy.
yeah,
I was just looking at penises and vaginas.
we
and
were downwind of
boobies.
them. It was a lot. It's a lot to be downwind of genitalia on stage.
I mean, is it me or we were 4 feet away from them?
We were right next to where everybody ran out off stage. We were in a really bad spot to be on mushrooms watching a naked roast because we were right when people ran out from backstage to the stage, like their bravest, when they're just like finally jumping off the diving board.
I'm doing
we were
it. I'm
there, and
walking
we were
out.
also in the perfect area for people holding their underwear to throw them right there. So it was just like a lot of like genitalia wishing by.
It smelled.
It
really
smelled.
did. It did. And I was trying to not be you have to be a nice audience member, but I was also tripping balls and I was like, oh my God, his penis. Like
it was, yeah. At one point, Alex was she was trying to be like quiet, but she was doing the shapes of their penis with her fingers. And I'm like, they can physically see you doing that. I was like, there's no point of whispering if you're doing the exact shape his dick is with your finger.
I nailed it though.
You did. It was that shape. It was not good. We had to leave early.
The women looked great.
The women looked amazing.
All
the women looked amazing.
All of the women looked amazing. I didn't see one dude who I was impressed by.
I was looking at the men and women naked. I'm like, I understand lesbians. Like, men are gross.
Men are gross. Women are so beautiful. These women on stage, I was like, you look like you went to like a porn star stylist to get your pussy done earlier today.
They all did. Yeah. No, they all got stylists. They all styled their pussy hairs.
They styled their pussies.
But you have a lot of time to plan for it and you know you're going to do it. Like, you have to.
I mean, a lot of time to plan for it, but it's something, the actions all happen sort of the day of.
Mm-hmm.
If you prepare too early, you didn't prepare at all, really.
That's true.
Yeah.
Wow, it's literally the opposite of roast jokes. Yeah. Pussy hair is the opposite of a roast joke. Who knew? I judged Roastmasters on shrooms.
Kim, that included one of my favorite moments of the whole weekend, but I want to hear what Roastmasters, I want to hear what that was like from your perspective, because it was bananas for me.
I honestly couldn't tell if I was bombing or doing good.
You were killing, and I was sitting beside the stage. Every time you
How do you know? You were also on mushrooms.
Every time you said something, I was like, yeah, Kim.
I got a couple good ones, and I feel like...
the crowd loved you.
Did
great.
they?
Yeah.
It was good? Okay, good.
Great.
It was all a blur for me. I was just trying to... My main focus was try not to look like you're tripping on drugs. Because, like, as a professional... I know what it feels like to be an audience member and see one person who's, like, obviously tripping and being like, ooh. Mm-hmm. Artists really are fucked up, but it's like, yeah, but it's Skankfest. We're all fucked up.
Everybody was fucked up.
Yeah, and it was so funny. At one point, like, Lewis was slurring, like he was like incoherent as a host, and then somebody else was talking. Big J was slurring really bad, and then the guy that was actually roasting said something that didn't make sense, and I just took the mic and I went, "Are we all overdosing?"
Yeah,
because that's what it felt like. It felt like everybody was dying in that moment, and I was just seeing the end of us all.
Oh, it was great. It was great. There was a certain point where fucking Lewis pissed on the what did he do? He pissed in a cup? Did he piss on the stage?
He pissed in a cup on the stage.
He pissed he was standing on the stage. He pissed in a cup. Mm-hmm. He poured it on Ari Shaffir.
Yes.
Which caused like a whole ruckus in the audience. Like everybody was going bananas, and you, Big J, all of the Eli, all of the judges jumped up and like came over to the side of the stage, and like pandemonium in the audience, like literally screaming, Lewis and Ari like having a thing going on.
It was like a mass shooting.
Yeah. And I just had this thought in my head where I like pulled out my little pill case that had the spare mushrooms.
Not the pill case.
And I was like, Kim, another? And you were like, another mushroom. It's mushroom me up.
I was ready. I was ready for anything.
Great. So we're just smack in the middle of the show during all the pandemonium. We just dosed up again. It really tickled me. It made me laugh so hard.
We laughed for so long.
I mean, my smile muscles were hurting the next day because it was just like all fucking laughter.
Oh, and now it's over. Me and Lois came home. We went to bed at 6:30 p.m. last night until 10 a.m.
That sounds like exactly what everybody needed, honestly.
That's like way too much sleep. That's like almost a whole day.
Yeah, I came back to reality yesterday. I had to put together like Legion of Skanks so that everybody could see the Skankfest episode. It's been tough getting back to work, guys. It's been really tough.
You just don't wanna. I got a pedicure. I had to get a pedicure. Me and Lois had the best day yesterday because we finished Skankfest. We woke up at the hotel. We went and got breakfast. We went to Equinox. We got massages. We got a steam.
Nice.
After the steam, we got sushi.
Damn.
After the sushi, we went and got ice cream, and then we went to bed for the night.
Fuck yes.
It was like the best day ever.
Oh, I love you guys. That's the best.
It's the best day ever, right?
I got a facial.
It's amazing.
I woke up the morning of Skankfest. I was like, get it all out of my skin, please.
Yeah, that's what I did in the steam room. I was like, I need whatever's in me out, please. I knew I was really dehydrated because I was in the steam room and I like wasn't steaming, like nothing was coming out. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't like Usually it's like beads of sweat. My arm just look dry after 20 minutes. I'm like, this is not a good sign.
Oh my God, that's scary. Yeah. But I did decide, so like getting back to work's been very tough. I made an immediate decision. Somewhere midway through Sunday, I was like, there's no fucking way on God's green earth that I'm not going to Vegas for Lewis's fight now. I want to party more. Like,
yeah.
Let's fucking
The
do
word
it.
party is making me exhausted. I'm still tired.
No, I'm really tired, but like I can't wait a year for Skankfest again. Like I need like to plan my parties.
I get that.
That's fucking fun.
I get that 100%.
Like that's the feeling that comes when you like haven't had that much fun in a really long time, and then you have a ton of fun. You're like,
it made me sad to leave like a child. Like I was leaving a fair and my parents were like, we have to go. And you're like,
I know.
Well, I wanna.
I don't want 5 more minutes.
I want to win another goldfish.
Your arm is all bruised. Is that Skankfest scars?
I don't know
Oh my God.
what anything is anymore.
Yeah. It was a long one.
Did anything happen in the world while we were at Skankfest? Like any big news? Like who died? Who lived? Who blogged? Who didn't? Who Me Too? Did anyone get Me Too'd? Like, was there anybody that anyone in Hollywood that was molesting children? Like, there's got to be something.
I don't know. I felt like I got Me Too'd at Skankfest.
Oh, we got to talk about that.
I know, because it's really not what any of you guys are going to be expecting. Like, it's crazy. Out of all of the motherfucking
Someone
people,
say you got rushed.
out of all of the motherfucking people at Skankfest to inappropriately be touching me for like often, like 6 times, a woman. A fucking girl. What?
A fucking girl.
A fucking girl.
A literal fucking girl. She was trying to fuck Alex.
We were all on drugs, and I did not want to be, you don't, as a girl, I feel like it's a weird place as a girl. It's like you just hope that issues aren't going to come up, but when something does come up, you don't want to be the person to be like, I'm being molested at Skankfest. No, I did Lewis' voice. I don't know why.
Yeah,
But like,
no, but I get it.
yeah, you don't want to cause that kind of drama unless it's like really fucking serious and you feel, whatever. And it wasn't. I like somebody in a crowd at a certain point like grabbed me, which I was like, all right, I'm at Skankfest. That shit's gonna fucking happen. Like
Someone touched my tit, I think, when I was on stage leaning down, but it might have been an accident.
Yeah.
It might have not been.
Well, this was not an accident. This was like a grab, but I took it for what it was. I was like, whatever. We are at Skankfest. This shit's gonna fucking happen.
Oh hell no! I would have tracked him. I would have sniffed all their fingers till I recognized who touched me.
But then later on, hours later in the green room, and this is like Sunday when I'm super duper fucked up, a girl who was a fan but had access.
She's a groupie.
She's a groupie. She had access to the green room. And I had spoken to her last year and stuff, so I was like, just sort of had a friendly vibe. She would just be like touching me, and I didn't want to be like, get her out of here, because like, I don't know, you don't want to be the person to cause drama.
I would have.
It was so weird.
Alex, I wish I would have seen it, or you would have said something to her. I would have been like, don't fucking touch me.
And then it was happening during the shows too. She's like grabbing me from the back, and I was like, girl, stop. And then at one point I like walked away from her. I was like, stop. And I walked away from her, and she was like, turned to the massage therapist, and she was like, she's such a prude. Like,
No.
Yeah.
She called you a prude after you wouldn't let her molest her?
Yeah.
You? No, what a bitch.
Yeah, it was intense. It was a lot.
What? I would have had her out of there.
I'm still low-key so grateful it was a girl and not a dude.
Ew, but it's like almost
not
more
scary.
annoying when it's a girl, because it's like,
more
you're supposed to be
annoying.
on our team, bitch. Stop touching me.
It's way more annoying, but it's not scary, at least. Like, it's less scary. And also, I have to believe that she was on drugs. Like, I have to believe that she was, like, on Molly or something like that and was just getting touchy.
Yeah, she sucked, though. Like, she was annoying from the beginning, from the get-go. I wasn't into it. She was, like, she's one of those girls, like, it's cool. Like, I see groupies around all the time, around the guys or whatever, and, like, girls that chuckle fuckers or whatever, and, like, they're fine. But I don't like the one, like, she was one of the ones that comes in the green room and, like, bends over and starts twerking and, like, pulls her titties out. And it's, like, that's fine if you want to be sexual, but it's, like, don't get us all involved.
Yeah, don't get the other ladies involved.
Don't get us involved. I don't want to see that. Like, go take the comedian you want to fuck and go fuck him.
Yeah.
But, like, don't do it in the green room.
Just
like
massages and stuff.
Yeah, this bitch is getting massages.
Like, girl. Don't be touching people at the very least. We're giving you everything over here.
Yeah.
Oh, people.
She deserved a kick in the throat, huh?
I mean, it's really not the worst version of a Skankfest rape that you could get.
No, I'm sure there's been worse Skankfest rapes.
Yeah, I mean, it was 3 years running now. Come on.
That's not the worst Skankfest has seen. And it's not the first and it's not the last.
Not the first, not the worst, not the last.
Not the first, not the worst, not the last. That should be Skankfest's motto. Not the first, not the worst, not the last.
Yo, I woke up yesterday morning being like, I do need a break. First of all, I woke up feeling like I needed vacation.
Yeah.
But also I was like, can't wait for next year. I'm ready.
Oh my God. Me too.
Oh my God, your pedicure is adorable.
I'm looking because when you like have a rough weekend and then the underneath of your feet are like hard.
Yeah.
I have those now after this weekend.
Oh my God, you could like scrape them off with a cheese grater type situation. It's so satisfying. Oh, sorry for that, guys. It's pretty gross. But
with a cheese grater?
Yeah, you know.
That's what you use specifically?
No.
Like it's one of those things that they sell that are like cheese graters. I thought you actually use cheese graters on your feet. And I'm like, do you actually grate your cheese with that also?
No, definitely neither of those things. But that's the best way I could describe the tool that you buy for it. It's like a pedicure cheese grater.
Yeah, the petty egg.
The pedigrater.
Pedigrater.
That's what they should call it. I'm like, you stay up late night at like 4 a.m. You're watching an infomercial for the pedigrater. I feel that.
I'm sure there's someone that's actually used a cheese grater on their foot and then washed it and used it to grate a guest's cheese in their home.
I mean, and also got an infection on their foot. Like, you don't want cheese in your skin.
You think anyone's ever been murdered with a cheese grater? Like had their skin grated?
That's like something from like Hostel. Like, oh, we're gonna cheese grate her boobies on. Like,
did someone say Parmesan? It was a guy named Sean. Did someone say Parmesan?
I like it. It also works with a guy named John.
Oh, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, or Ron. Did someone say Parmesan?
Parmesan.
Look, you can do a woman. Did someone say Parmesan?
Oh my gosh, we should kill ourselves. Skankfest is over. Yeah, no, I do believe that somebody's being killed with a cheese grater. What do you think? I'm sure there's been a lot of fucking fucked up murders like that.
I wonder what the most simple tool someone's killed. Like, do you think? I heard one time that like, this might be a rumor that people used icicles as murder tools because it would just melt.
Yeah, no, that sounds legit. If they're if it's freezing fucking cold in a place like Alaska, why not? They're fucking sharp as hell, and they're not gonna break you. Sometimes it's hard to break them if it's freezing.
And you can kill someone with one.
Fuck yeah!
And then just throw it into.
Prints disappear in like an hour. Depending how cold it is, like if it just
stays cold.
Yeah.
It's just a weapon at that point if it stays cold.
We chiseled it down. His prints were right there.
His prints were right there.
No, like a blowtorch. You think anybody's ever had their penis blowtorched off?
Oh my God, yeah.
I'll bet.
I'm sure someone did that today.
Fucking angry bitch. I was like,
blowtorched off. Ooh, you know what would be a good one?
What?
Dry iced.
Dry ice your penis to death?
Mm-hmm. Why is you just focusing on penis? What's happening?
I don't know.
Just being a real bobbit today.
Thinking of good ways to destroy an old penis.
How could you destroy a dick? The best way you could destroy a dick.
I could think of so many. It's probably disturbing.
Oh my God. If you had to cut off a dick, which tool would you choose?
Box cutter.
You had that answer. I mean, she was smiling as I was saying it. She had the answer already off cuff. Sick bitch. If I had to cut off a dick, I'd make it more exciting. I'd make it slow.
A good old pair of rusty scissors.
I'd use nail clippers.
Oh, shit. You fucking terrifying bitch.
Because then you have to go at a corner at the angle and just slightly cut little pieces until you get through.
I think that's part of it for me, though, is that with your method, you're going to get bloody, bro. You got to get in there real close.
I'll start at the tip and clip all the way down.
Oh, no. Oh, my God.
That sounds like the worst thing ever. It's hard for... I know I'm the one that said it and thought it up, but, like, even my own head's too much for me sometimes. Like, that's a lot.
Oh, my God. I knew this girl in back in high school, as like a creative outlet, she used to write these fucked up stories. And the lead character in them, his name was I think his name was Damien, and he was just like a young version of the devil, right? He was like a young hot dude walking around, but he's the devil, low key.
I love that.
Yeah,
This is good.
it was good until it got read. It was something that, like, looking back, she and like me for association, I was pretty close with this girl. We're so lucky for how many girls we handed out and read it to. We were so lucky it did not get back to like the principal of our Catholic fucking all girls school.
Oh God, because it was dark.
Bro, I remember there was like raping women in the asshole with like broken
This is what you said.
with like broken bottles. Like,
this is what happens when you send your kids to an all-girls school.
it was there was like storylines about like broken glass bottle anal rape.
That's creative.
There was a lot of really, really dark, really creative shit, like drinking of blood, and then like it was so intense.
I had a guy named Kelvin in my high school that used to write stories like that about me and my friend Jessica, but they were just sexual. Oh. One time he let us read it. He's like, "I've been writing about you guys. You want to read it?" And we read it. It was like Kim's titties flopped out. They were bouncing on the desk. Yeah, this nigga just gave it to me. Yeah, it was like her titties were clapping back and forth as I thrusted her hips.
Kim, did you fuck him? How fucking
No,
confident
he
is
was
this dude?
so gross. He was like a nerd.
But he like handed it to you.
Yes, and I
That's
read
ballsy.
it, and then I just handed it back to him, and I was like, "Don't write about me anymore."
Don't do this.
Yeah. And I never talked to him again. It was a lot. And it was like her titties clapped against each other. I remember my titties specifically clapping against each other. I don't know how wide he thought these titties were that they were clapping when they were like, and it was like details like Kim's back arched. I was like, I've never had sex. I've never arched my back once in my life. Like, what are you talking about? But yeah. Dude, kids write sick shit.
Yeah, no, we had a similar situation. Same girl.
Oh God, this bitch.
Same girl had a crush on another girl. Mm-hmm. She would probably die if she listened to this. I'm banking on her not.
Oh no.
She had a crush on another girl who was like low key. She was not even low key. She was the hottest girl at our school.
Okay.
Like, and we went to all girls schools, so like the only crushes that happened were lesbian crushes.
Right.
So my friend really loved this girl, couldn't stop talking about her, and we were creative types. We used to like write a lot of fucking sick shit together. Mm-hmm. So we sat down and we would write poetry to this girl, like the hottest, most popular girl in school. Mm-hmm. And then we would like have these plots of like distracting. Oh my God, I have to go back.
Oh God, you said her name.
That's so bad. Okay. I'll bleep it out. So she would distract these girls, and I would go down during our lunch period and slip these love letters. They were like rhyming poems into her locker.
Did you remember how they went?
Yeah, I remember once that it was like her legs, her eyes, her thighs so nice. I'd fuck her twice. Hell, I'd fuck her thrice.
No, you used thrice in a sexual matter.
It was.
Did you help her write these?
Yes, it was me. And her.
Oh my God, you guys are fucking weirdos. You're like weird dudes.
We would have play dates. It was like our fucking life's passion. Like I would like go over to her house and be like,
fuck her, I'd fuck her thrice. We hear she wore, she wore. She word, she hewed, she roared.
She rolled herself upon the floor. I touched her there. I touched her
more. I touched her less. I touched her more.
Dude.
I touched her 3 times, thrice, once more.
Exactly.
What?
We would get such a goddamn kick out of sitting in like home computer.
You said her name again.
Shit. Okay, I'm going in twice to bleep it out. So we would sit there on her home computer.
I can't with that poem.
Yeah, we would sit there on her home computer and just save the files. We'd print them out. We'd literally make weird font and stuff. It was an exciting thing for us to go over and like get all riled up about writing them and how funny it was going to be when we gave them to her. But also, she did have a crush on this girl, so it was like sort of serious. It was funny. It was great.
Who? Why? Why would you ever? I'd fuck her once. I'd fuck her twice. Fuck it. I'd fuck her thrice.
I mean, that was just the most memorable line, to be fair.
Can you read me the line again? What was it? It's so funny.
It was her legs, her eyes, her thighs so nice. I'd fuck her twice. Hell, I'd fuck her thrice. Oh my God.
But there was a billion of them. There were ones that went into detail about her life and her friends so that we could like creep her out a little. Like,
No,
it was,
you
like,
guys
a
were scary
thing.
people.
We were like scaring
You
her.
know,
for
she has a
fun.
story out there somewhere where she was like some perverted boy.
Well,
Oh, no, it was an all-girls
Yeah,
school.
it was all girls school.
Oh, she knew it was your creepy ass. You probably were always like peeking around the corner in a tie-dye shirt underneath your outfit. Like, we know it's that fucking weirdo Alex.
No, yeah, I'm pretty sure she ended up knowing that it was us in the end, but it was so worth it. We had so much fun doing it.
Oh my God, me and my friends would just get on AOL chat rooms, like, and we would just entice perverts to meet us down the street at the park, and then we'd watch them from afar show up.
Oh my God, I stopped doing anything like that when I was like talking. I was like ASL kind of like talking with some dude in Texas who by the end of the conversation was like, I'm going to get on a plane and fly to New York. I'm going to rape you. You're going to like it. And I was like 14 or like 15. And I was like, I'm never going on one of these sites again. What if he really does? What if he knows where I live? Like,
Oh my
it scared
God.
me.
I remember when I was 13, I sent this boy a picture of me in like, you know, Sophie's. Remember the Sophie shorts?
Fuck yeah.
I remember I like rolled them up to my butt cheek was hanging out, and then I sent him a picture.
That's how you wear them, yeah.
And then I was like this, like, oh, cute. And I remember the guy's name. I'm not going to say it, but that motherfucker's still hanging around, still creepy. He was like, I was probably 13. He was like 17. And this motherfucker asked me for the picture. I sent it to him. He like convinced me after like 2 days to send it to him. I was like, I don't know. And then like 3 days later, he like flipped a switch on me and got really angry about something, like because I went to a dance or something. He was being all possessive, and he was like, I'm printing the picture out and I'm putting it all over the school.
Damn.
And I was all scared, and I was like, my mom's going to find out I've been a hoe on the internet. I was like, what if he prints it? I went into school the next day expecting them to be everywhere like a movie, but he just was talking shit. Like, so I like looked for them everywhere. They were nowhere. And then I was like, oh, two can play at that game. So I got online. I was like, I notified the police. They know you're 17 turning 18. I'm only 13. They told me they have your address, your phone number. They're on their way to your house. And he was like, no. And I got him back. And neither of us did shit.
Oh, do you remember that fucking feeling of like when you're a kid and it extends into when you're a teenager of just like, fuck, I'm in trouble.
Yes.
Like, I guess for some people who like break the law seriously, then you still get that feeling, but like I haven't had that in a long ass time where I'm like, I'm fucked right now.
I've had that feeling in the last like since I was 20, and probably, I mean, I would say since I was like 22, probably 5 or 6 times. But it's always been like me drinking a lot and doing something dumb, or spilling a secret, or saying something dumb out loud,
Right.
where I worry like, fuck, I'm in trouble for doing that.
Right.
But that's only like once a year,
yeah.
and that stopped at like 3 years ago, 2 years ago.
I mean, the last big one that I could remember is I got caught smoking weed at Penn State, and like the police came and searched my room, and it was like a whole thing. And that was a moment where I was like, I'm fucked. Like, this sucks. Like that like stomach turning feeling where you're like, I'm in trouble that I really shouldn't be in right now.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a bad feeling. I haven't had that in a while. Everything's been like happening to friends. Like, we got caught with weed on a cruise once. That was a huge deal.
damn.
Arrested in Miami. Like, my friend got arrested in Miami off the cruise, almost over waters. They waited till we landed. It was like a whole thing.
Shit.
But it's always been to friends, never to me. Like, it's always been like, fuck, we're fucked because my friend's fucked, you know?
Yeah. I
Knock
feel
on wood, hasn't happened to me in a while.
Fuck yeah. But when you're a kid, it happens all the time. When you're like, I'm going, like that, like what you were saying before, that you were on your way to school that day just expecting these like pictures of you to be all over the walls.
Yes, that
like,
feeling. Oh, that is a dreaded feeling.
It's horrible.
Where you do something you can't take back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Or you start some shit you can't take back, or you accidentally let some shit slip that's like,
Yeah.
ugh, that's a bad feeling. That's what anxiety feels like.
Yeah.
That feeling of like being in trouble, that's what anxiety feels like. For me, the best way to describe anxiety is feeling like you're in trouble, but you can't remember the reason why.
Damn. Yeah.
Isn't
that's
that
true.
perfect feeling? Like you're like sick, like worried over something, but you're like, what did I do?
No, it's true. And that's why I always say I would prefer stress to anxiety. Like, I would rather be doing a billion things and have all of this stressful stuff on my plate and have like, all right, well, I'm worried right now because I know that I need to do this and this and this and this, instead of the alternative for me is just being worried
Right.
and not having a reason. Like, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck that. You stay busy. At least you're always gonna be worried no matter what. But if you stay busy, you could actually like beat anxiety to a certain degree. You still feel the same feelings, but you could you could like justify them better.
I get that.
Yeah.
Totally.
I love it.
Well,
do we need fucking news events. First of all, it's crazy to me. I don't know if you want to talk about it.
What?
But like that Medium talked about what happened at Legion of Skanks last week.
oh yeah, that is crazy.
It's bananas.
Yeah, Medium put out an article in defense of the Legion of Skanks and Lewis for the event that happened last week at
the Creek in the Cave.
At the Creek in the Cave at the Legion of Skanks show. Not a fan, a random person
An audience member
who was watching the show. Got offended and snatched the mic from Lewis and tried to make a political statement about racism or something, and it escalated into a pushing and shoving, and then that person tried to get the Legion of Skanks banned from the Creek in the Cave, and now there are articles defending the Legion of Skanks because you can't show up to someone's show and get offended and take the mic out of their hand because it's their show. I mean, it's literally freedom of speech.
I mean, it's crazy. They're trying to say that the Legion of Skanks is a white supremacist show.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and it's so funny because it was like a Proud Boy in the audience that started this. Like, it really pissed him off. Well, like, if you look on any of the commentary of the Legion of Skanks, they fucking hate the Proud Boys. They don't give a shit.
Yeah,
they don't like white supremacy. Even at Skankfest this weekend, I made like a racist joke, and Legion of Skanks fans didn't laugh. Like they're not racist people. Sometimes they can get offended also. Like they're like normal people who just laugh at things.
Yeah, something that I believe is that it does not seem to me like Legion of Skanks fans are people who have like anything else in common besides like, I really like Legion of Skanks because they're very funny. It's not a group of like white supremacists or a group of like anti-feminists or a group of whatever. It's literally just
a bunch of people that like funny stuff where people don't hold back and they just say whatever they like offensive comedy, and that's okay.
Yeah,
it's kind of
Skanks
comedy.
Fans fit into a billion different groups. I'm one of their biggest fans, and like, look at me. I don't fit the bill of anything that you would expect. You know,
totally. I'm one of their fans, and I'm a liberal. I mean, I was until I became their fan. No, I'm just kidding. But like, yeah, it's crazy, and I'm glad people see it for what it is, because it would be really shitty for like us as entertainers to not be able to say what we want to say. I don't know. That's so weird. It is so strange to me to take a mic and say that someone is infringing on your rights as they're using one of their rights.
It's
crazy. And no one's infringing on your rights by saying anything. You don't have a right to not hear something that you don't like. Sorry, it's not in there. You have to, if you don't want to hear it, you can go into your house.
Absolutely.
Turn it off. Don't go to the show. I don't know what to tell you. Don't sit down at the one of the most offensive comedy podcasts and then be mad that you got offended. I don't understand what to tell you. Die.
I mean,
just fucking die.
I don't know why there's not more talk. I mean, I don't know if this has happened or whatever, but I do feel like that guy should be banned from the Creek in the Cave.
He should.
He really should.
You're trying to ruin comedy. Fuck you.
You can't come here anymore if you're gonna fucking grab the mic from.
He started the violence. He incited violence.
Yeah.
That's what it is. If you go up to a police officer while you're protesting and you grab the baton stick out of his hand, you're inciting violence. You had the right to be there. You had the right to protest, and so did he.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
What the fuck? Anyways, I think we should end on that because it's time.
Is it?
It's time because we paused like 15 minutes in.
Oh, you're right. Okay. Thanks for remembering that. I was like, it seemed too short. Okay.
Yeah. You guys, thank you for listening to this episode.
You guys are the best.
You guys are the best.
We're very grateful.
Thank you for listening to us and loving us. And, you know, we're getting more and more downloads every episode, and it's good to see the podcast growing. Please, share and subscribe and rate on iTunes. That would be really awesome. It's only helpful for us. It takes just a few seconds on your end. We're a free podcast. So and download them. That's a really big help for us. If you download actually download the podcast, that's where we make money. We don't ask for any money for you to listen. So a download and a quick review helps a lot. Follow me on Twitter at Kimberly Congdon. Watch Stone Science on YouTube, youtube.com/Stone Science. It's still on Gas Digital, gasdigitalnetwork.com, promo code Stone Science. Also, obviously, listen to Broad Topics, and follow my co-host.
Yeah, you guys can follow me on Instagram at intern_Skrillex. And yeah, keep listening. Keep an eye out for us on social media. Keep an eye out for us on YouTube coming very soon.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, be happy.
Be happy.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.